All right, welcome back. So I've been to the joiner, and as I said, what I did in the joiner is I planed one face and then two edges on each board. The reason I do two edges is because this middle one, for example, needs both edges to be smooth in order to clamp it up. I do the outside edges because I'm there anyway, and just in case I decide to use one of these ones in the middle, then both edges are done. The other thing I want you to notice is that compared to this skinny board that I showed you before, remember I showed you this board before and I said, well, you know, a student went to the joiner and they passed the face too many times. So they passed the face probably 5 or 6 times maybe, and that made the board too thin for a glue up. You compare that to mine, the ones I just did, and you can see the ones I just did are about 1 inch thick or so. Anyway, okay, so we're almost ready. Put the boards back in the orientation that you had with the smiley face and the frown and so on. And those have to alternate. And I want you to do something. I've already done it on these boards. I'm going to flip them over and you'll see some marks on here. What I've done is I've made a big triangle, and it's called a layout triangle. I did this in magic marker, which I don't want you doing. I want you to use a pencil instead of a Sharpie. I used a Sharpie just because I'm shooting a video here. So you can see this layout triangle. The reason you do it is because in case your pieces get mixed up or taped in the closet overnight, when you get them back out, you know how it's going to go together like this, okay? All right, so here we go with the glue up. You're going to need some clamps, some of these clamps. The way these work, these are called bar clamps. You pinch this, and this part of the clamp slides up and down the bar. You'll need, for a panel this size, you'll need 3, and just use your judgment for that. You want clamps to be spaced about that far apart for this size of a board. And they're also alternating. You'll have one clamp under, one over, and one under. So the first thing I do is I get the clamp set up at the end here. I'll do that end, and then this end here. So put the clamps on, and I want you to notice that the handles of the clamps are facing me. So the handles are facing this way. It's a lot easier to work, to manipulate the handle on this side rather than reaching over and trying to manipulate it on the other side. I'm going to bring these in. Okay. Like so. Now there's no glue in here yet. I'm just sort of getting set up, and I'd like you to do the same thing. Just get it set up. Make sure these panels are going to sit flat, and that with very little pressure, they're actually going to come together. Okay, so there, I've just turned the handles enough, and also make sure that it's going to sit flat on these clamps. The idea is that if it sits flat on the clamp, then you'll have a flat panel. So you see underneath here, make sure that it's sitting flat underneath there. It's touching the bar underneath, and you can use this rubber mallet. Okay, this is my friend the Persuader that you can use. Anyway, there's no glue in there. The final glue up, the final clamping will look like this, where I'll have 3 clamps like this. One under, one over, one under. All right, here we go. Ready for glue. Make sure you have your glue bottle here, some paper towel, and the clamps all ready to go. So I'll back these off like this, and I'm going to stand this first one up. Spread. Whoa! Someone's cut this tip a little bit too much. Okay, here we go. So just spread that out. That's what the paper towel is for. You could